I say, like, you don't have to give a disclaimer.
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Like, I was like, you should really, like, not to be like a dick and be like, you should do this, but like, you should stop, like, I mean, not necessarily like apologizing, but like warning people about like your,
like, that's unique to you.
you know what I mean?
And
but not
that's
only
something-
that, but it's like,
We all do, bro.
Yeah.
oh, the universe told me to do this. Like, the universe, God, Allah, like, whatever you believe in, like,
Yeah.
Own that shit.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say.
Well,
what I
he
said.
definitely
what's
owns
it?
it, but I definitely just feel like
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to feel the need to do it.
You know what?
Because if that's I think it's a large part of who you are.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I told you this. I said, you make me want to be closer to God. Your persona, like, I grew up religious.
Yeah.
And those people made me hate it.
Mm.
And when I met you, you
Yeah.
made me want to be closer to him in my
Wow.
own way.
And that's,
So I feel like you should stop being like,
thank you.
not to be religious.
You're
to
right.
be religious.
That is something I have to work on because it shows up in different ways. Like before
Wow.
y'all got here, I would apologize to him for stupid stuff. Like, oh, I'm sorry. What was I saying? You was like, bro, if you, like, shut up because we about to fight.
Yeah.
It's something that's built in, and I think that I'm always apologizing for just being me because
Well, the world is tough
being
about
me
it now,
was not okay
Yeah.
Wow.
for a long time. You know, that's the truth of that, and that's where it comes from, and that's why it shows up in different ways. Oh, I'm sorry for, not to be religious or not
Not
to
to
be
be preachy.
too preachy. Y'all are right. I do have to drop the apology. You know what I'm saying? Why did y'all
edit that out.
Yeah, I did not think he was gonna do that.
Bro, you should have just opened it regular.
Well, I mean, as soon as they did that, I just panicked. I was like, I'm the type of person, if there's like a crazy situation, like I'm the person that freezes. You know what I mean? Like,
No, you don't.
with what?
Because you ain't freeze over the summer when you was at that pool.
Well, that's different.
And that was a
What
crazy
he's referring
situation.
I was like,
We
I
gonna
need a
tell
little
y'all one day.
context.
We
Well,
gonna tell y'all.
yeah, I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
I'll tell you off camera. No, I mean, not that I'll incriminate myself, but I just don't want to, like, hey, that was me. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
If y'all want to hear the story, y'all gonna have to join our close friends on
Patreon.
720.
No, I'm charging niggas to hear that. Although it's not that crazy of a story. I mean, why not? If there's an opportunity to make money, see the finance and accounting kicking in.
There you go. Come on now.
No, man, but I'm sorry, but y'all were talking about, and we could dive more into this, but Autumn did tell me of the conversation that y'all had, like stepping out of the matrix.
Yeah.
Said that there, and I really wish I was there for that conversation because this man called me on fire.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we gotta get Kim on the show. I said, bro, make it happen.
Because there's not a lot of people that I can have our type of conversations with. And so when I do have that out, because those conversations to me are outer body experiences. What is wrong? I can't say
Outer
it.
body.
The words are hard today, but no, those type of conversations are outer body experiences, right? And I'm thankful for those conversations because small talk is not good for me. Like I don't do well with small talk. Like I like in-depth, deep. I'm a muse.
You're a muse.
It's a Scorpio thing.
Is it?
It is.
I like conversations that
passionate
feed me, that grow me, that I
Yeah.
can see life through someone else's eyes and point
Yeah,
of view.
yeah.
But
It also
yes.
might just be a growth thing too.
It
like
might be a
when you
what?
grow as a person,
Okay.
you just like get tired of things that don't, not necessarily to say they don't serve you, but like conversation
yeah.
that doesn't build you. Like
Yeah.
you have to be mindful of what you consume. So
We talked about that.
We did.
I think we did. I'm saying, like, because it was one episode, we were just like we were in this place, and I mean, I think we are still there. Well, I don't know if he is because he went to a strip club. But
You're
no, I'm just playing. I'm just
childish,
playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
Quit exposing me, bro.
yo,
But man, like we were in this place, like for lack of better words, it's like, bro, I'm not trying to deal with nobody, be nowhere, listening to nothing that doesn't fuel me. You know what I mean? Like a certain song a certain song will come on that I typically would like. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I actually don't want to hear this. You know, like, I'm gonna put on something else that, like,
that's your new thing,
right? You know what I'm saying? But you know, R&B is something that I just, I'll just never be able to give up.
Fair.
But that's my 2 cents.
I feel like I'm a super fan of the show. I just be referencing y'all's other episodes.
What kind of music do you like?
What kind of music do I like? I like everything.
Okay. A little bit of
I
country.
like everything. I love country
A little bit
music.
of
Really?
rock and roll.
No.
Dang, you said everything, bro.
Okay, yeah, I do listen to. I do. She knows. I have like a really good like. I call it my throwback white people playlist. Like all like the classics.
Or like some Green Day, like a little bit of. Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
I love Paramore.
Really?
Yeah.
Or I love one song by Paramore.
I'm dead. Not one song.
One song, Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boys,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So
Three
My
Doors
Chemical
Down.
Romance,
Three Doors Down. My Chemical
Hoobastank,
Romance, yeah.
like all the classics. Radiohead.
Yo,
I'm
I'm so sorry. Like y'all,
perfect.
yo, like
My
y'all
playlists
know
are
how,
really good.
y'all know how, like, you know what I'm saying.
They got some good music.
Like you hang around with white people, right? And then, like y'all start talking music. Like, yeah, like I listen to rap, and then they bring up, you know what I'm saying, like Nelly is getting hot in here or some shit like that. Like I feel like that's what we just did. You know what I'm saying? But just
we were like,
inverse. Oh, Green Day. You know what I mean?
Did it in the inverse.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
dead.
I'm sorry, I
Yo.
just thought about that.
That's funny.
But
We definitely did just do that.
we definitely did just do that, and I, Lord,
Yeah.
That was appropriation.
yeah. And I don't mean to offend anybody, because we have white people that watch the show and love
Absolutely. Absolutely.
the show. We love white people.
We love everybody.
We
this
love
is
everyone.
a space where all men,
all.
black, white, doesn't matter. All men
All.
and women, and everybody and everything. Okay?
And everybody.
It's-
No, yeah. Sorry, I just had to point that
Yes.
out. Just play it out in my head. But I only know, like, in terms of rock and roll, only know the songs that I played in, like, Guitar Hero growing
Guitar
up.
Hero slapped though. I can't
You know
even
what I
hold
mean?
you.
Like Barracuda.
You didn't have like MTV growing up, like
I mean, I
playing in the
did.
background. Like I feel like that was number one for me. Like you wake up in the morning, you turn the TV on. That's what's on. They're
Yeah.
playing all the main
Mm-hmm.
hits.
Watching TRL, all that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely nostalgia.
I just, and especially the songs that came on, like Bring It On and all that kind of stuff. Like I just know songs, rock and roll songs that are just like repeatedly referenced
Like
in media,
mainstream,
like
yeah.
mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But-
I grew up in like a really, really white town in Massachusetts. So
Really?
yeah. I mean, I had like the swoop and everything.
Like
You had the Suwu?
Yup. The Etnies. Yup.
Etnies.
Yo.
I used to be a skater, so I know what those are.
Yeah.
I used
Those
to
were
be.
my friends.
You had a perm back in the day. You had the Suwu
They did
too.
not let me wear the eyeliner though.
Fucking, I'm gonna 50-50 across this rail, and I'm gonna just flip to a board slide, kick flip.
I'm dead. It's like the one meme of like the black kid with
Yeah,
the straightened
yeah,
hair, but the rest
yeah,
was like
yeah, yeah.
spiky,
No,
and they
yeah, I
have like
feel
the
you.
arm socks.
That is hilarious.
I'm dead.
You know what I mean? Nah, but I ain't had no perm. I just, I just wore the big ass shoes,
Good
and
guy.
I just tried to skate. I mean, I wasn't fire skating, but it was fun while it lasted, though.
Yeah.
It was fun while it lasted.
I
you know.
wish we could show 720 Fam that video of you singing with your.
Yeah, I don't know if you show them your throwbacks and your FUBU
Not the FUBU.
and your 4X clothing when you were freaking extra
It was
small.
5X,
It was
actually.
5X.
Yo.
Yo.
What's the difference between 4 and 5? Y'all gotta chill on me now.
Well,
Couple inches.
we'll
That was
show the
definitely
picture.
in. That was
Yeah,
definitely
no,
in.
for sure. That
No,
was
I'm sure that was an
Yeah.
outfit back then.
It was dope.
I dare you to put it on today.
I will not. Unless we're going to a party.
I feel like we didn't know Lil Wayne's real height until he started wearing fitted clothes.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's true. That is
You know,
We
there's
didn't know it was
TikToks
real.
of like people that they'll like grab something in the picture and then like guess, like be able to
That is
calculate their
hilarious.
height.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that because he was always wearing like
Huge
big
clothing.
as him, Nelly,
Big
all of
clothes,
them.
right.
Chingy, oh my God,
I'm so glad that trend is
too
not.
large.
Yeah, I thought I was Luda back in the day. You couldn't tell me that.
I can see that.
You had the pick?
I didn't have the pig,
I know.
but I always had my hair braided.
I thought
my
I
lady
was
back in the day, like my ex girlfriend, you knew how to braid, so she'd be braiding me up all the time.
Every time my Luda video dropped, you was in front of the TV.
Oh yeah, I knew the words to everything.
That's crazy.
I was Luda. Like you could not tell me I was not.
He was you and you were him. You are Luda. You are Luda. That is funny.
I want everybody to see that video of you though.
What? Oh, it's about
where you were singing. Yeah, we're gonna. I'm gonna get it.
I want to see the video.
It's on YouTube, y'all.
I'm taxing for that too.
It's on YouTube, so I'm gonna figure out what it's called. And we gonna.
It's on there, but yeah, I mean, but
between me and Karina, we'll find anything.
Find it at your own risk.
It's on YouTube.
IP address and all. I'm scared of her.
I'm dead.
That is hilarious. No, I thought I was Chris Breezy. Up until a certain age.
He can sing. He can sing.
Can you stop with that false narrative?
He's gonna be like, so tonight's gonna be the night that I
She can sing. So tonight's gonna be the night.
little secondhand serenade.
Good.
That is
You know that
hilarious.
song.
No, I know who was that. Who was that?
I'm dead.
Oh,
It's a
no,
meme,
but I mean,
though.
I to the singing, I used to be able to sing.
You probably still
He
sing.
still can.
You probably still
I can hold a note.
It never leaves you.
He can
the
still sing.
vibrato kind of like you lose that part.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But you can
Like,
probably still sing.
I don't know.
He really can. Like for real, like no joke, like no gas, for real. If this man like took singing lessons and actually like took time to
Probably,
like
yeah.
perfect his craft, he could definitely be out there making music.
I think we could do that.
He could definitely be out there making music.
Nah, brother can sing, man. Don't let him sit up here and try to
No,
put
I
the spot.
cannot.
This boy can sing.
No, I like making like beats and stuff like that. Like when my mom, like I do stuff
Yeah,
like
he
that.
always beatboxing.
Always since a kid, bro.
That's
Oh
so
yeah,
funny.
you did post that thing about the table.
That was me at the
Oh,
caf-
talking about
in
with
the cafeteria.
the pencils.
Yeah.
Yep,
That was me. Seriously.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
shit used to get on
I
my
was the
nerves.
person. Everybody, yo, teach me how to do that.
Yep, that was me, bro.
That's so funny.
All of it.
Used to rap and all that kind of stuff. Man, them cafeteria days was crazy.
It really was.
That was so funny.
It really was. But listen, y'all, like I really want to get back to talking about stepping out of the matrix.
Let's do it.
Because it's something that we all need to hear. You said that, you know, you're thinking about looking into the Islam faith, right? Or religion. And number one, that's stepping out of your matrix because you grew up, what religion did you grow up following?
I grew up Seventh-day Adventist.
Okay.
So, yeah. They're typically, I mean, I'm sure there's like a way better explanation than this, but Seventh-day Adventists essentially prepare for the end of the world. They prepare for
Right.
the apocalypse. Like, your entire religious training is based on salvation. It's less about, you know, converting everybody. I mean, there's still an aspect of that, but it's more about your salvation and just knowing the signs. Like Revelation was like something I knew in the back of my hand when I was younger.
Wow.
Like my parents
Wow.
drilled that into our heads, and you know, I grew up reading like a Navy FM manual, like trying to learn how to like survive in the woods and like what plants were safe, what plants weren't safe, how to hunt, how to tie myself to a tree.
Wow.
That's like how I grew up.
That's gotta cause today, like I'm thinking like what that can do to an individual. That's gotta cause, like preparing for the world to end has gotta cause some sort of anxiety.
All the time. I tell people all the time I can't watch the news
Wow.
because I just start panicking.
Still
like,
to this day.
yeah.
Wow.
Like constantly, every time there's some kind of like wild thing that's happened, like the trains derailing, the chemical spills, like,
Yeah.
you know, not to say like I wasn't one of those people during the pandemic that just immediately went to the store and like started buying all the toilet paper, but
You already
definitely
had
like
it probably.
I did already have it, but like, but I'm someone who, when I start to see things go a little awry, I'm just like, yeah, let me pick up, you know, an extra case of cans of food.
Wow.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like,
Okay.
and I always think about it in a sense of, in
You
my
were the
house,
reason why there was no Alfredo sauce.
yeah, pretty much. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much. That was me.
But you should be making your own Alfredo sauce anyways.
I do, but that was the quickest thing I could think
I'm
of.
dead. But
It was
like,
really the hibachi. What is that? The hibachi sauce? What's
Yum
that?
yum?
The yum yum. There was
Yum
no
yum.
yum yum on the shelf
I wish I
in the
could
middle
eat
of the
it, though,
pandemic,
but it
and I was
so
mad
good.
because I was trying to make homemade hibachi.
And did you make your own yum yum?
No, I don't know how to do that. It was
Okay.
a little bit too intricate for me.
Oh, okay. Probably has mayo in it. I know that.
Definitely.
It's
has
got to be
mayo.
mayo.
Def-
Yeah.
Mayo, sriracha. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff.
But
chef.
I always think about it too, and I think about like my household is literally just me and my mom.
Yeah.
She lives on the upper level of my house. I live in the lower level. But like I always think about the fact that like all of my neighbors are elderly, and I'm like, what if they can't get to food either?
My God.
So I don't know. Yeah, it does cause a lot of anxiety because I start thinking about everything.
Right.
Just everything.
Okay.
Right.
And I think that's a big part of just stepping out of the matrix. You stop looking at the world just from your point of view.
Your
You look at the
lens.
bigger picture. You
Right.
overthink. Unfortunately, that's just,
Ooh, I'm an overthinker.
a byproduct of it. But,
You
you
and I
start
both.
thinking about the fact that, like, it's not just about you.
Right.
There's going to be other people that need help, and
Right.
Yeah.
how you act affects other people.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I think, number one, you are so selfless,
Right.
right? And that's not something that you can teach, right? Because I know people that are the complete opposite, right? And,
I don't want to know them.
yeah, and and it's like, I think both being selfish and selfless, both have their pros and their cons, right? Because when you're so selfless,
Yeah.
you're always putting yourself on the back burner. You don't know how to prioritize yourself,
Right.
prioritize your feelings, your wants, your desires. You know what I mean? And that's something that, like I told you, like I relate to, right? So it's just like, when you step out of the matrix of putting yourself last, right? Like what steps for people like you and I, or even you, like what steps do I need to take, to begin to do that, right? Like give me some like practical steps. Like how do I do that?
I think that first you need to understand the concept of duality. Things can coexist with each other. You can be
Right.
selfish and selfless at the same time.
Right. Right.
You can cover your own ass without hurting someone else. You
Wow.
can do things in the world
Wow.
that benefit you and solely you without hurting anyone else. So
Love that.
understanding that is a place where you can live
That's right.
is number one.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that too, just to give you, I guess, a little bit of context. I don't know why I'm starting to get nervous again, but
Don't be getting over it.
to give a little context about how like I stopped putting myself on the back burner, and we've talked about this a lot, was just my upbringing. It was very intense, obviously, like being raised the way that I was raised in that religion, but also like a lot of my family dynamic was very weird. So I was a very selfless child in a sense of like I didn't prioritize myself.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and making more time for and appreciating the solitude made me realize that I can live in both places.
Well
I don't
said.
have to let the world make me tough or hard.
Right. Oof.
And I can still be good to the world but also be good to myself.
Boundaries.
Right.
Right.
So I think number one, understanding that both things can coexist.
Wow.
And B, not from number one to B.
That's good.
That's all right. I mean, I didn't even notice.
And then another
Yeah.
thing I think is definitely being open-minded. I think that we all like to say that we're open-minded, but we're not as open-minded as we think.
As we
Yeah.
think, correct. I do agree.
Yeah.
There's
I do
like
agree.
definitely a guilty, like like these are things that I till this day struggle with.
Right.
It's like having that boundary of just having boundaries and
Right.
standing by them, but also not having like guilt. It's like what we were talking about earlier. Like I grew up pretty privileged.
Yeah.
I had, and I can go without
Yeah.
because I've had. So,
She's speaking right now. Y'all listen. Y'all listen. She's
So,
speaking.
just being open-minded will create a place where you can experience things without experiencing them. I can live your experience through your perspective if I'm open-minded enough to understand the way you live your life.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on.
I don't have to get
Yeah.
bit to understand the animal.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So I just feel like it's
Oh my
a
God.
huge thing to be open-minded in so many more aspects than just politics or
Right.
creativity or whatever. Like I feel like the world we live in is so deeply rooted in individuality.
Right.
And
Wow.
we don't understand each other anymore.
Right.
As
Or we
people.
don't care to. Right? Because who we are is way bigger than
Who you are and what you do and how you do it.
exactly. Or
Wow.
or something that I see. I'm gonna take this to the religious standpoint. That sin is greater than that sin.
Or
It's
my
a-
religion is
Yeah.
right and yours is wrong.
Exactly. It's okay, and I'm gonna give raw examples. It's okay that I had children out of wedlock, but it's not okay that your child is gay.
Right.
Who do you think you are? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's
So-
okay that I cheated on my wife, but it's not okay that, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I know.
I lost
I mean,
my train of thought.
nah,
but
but
like
yeah,
I don't
but I
know.
get
Like
it. I
it's just
understand.
it's
Right.
weird how we're living and how we're trying to benefit of our own ideas instead
Right.
of just being open to all of them. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with learning, and there's nothing wrong with understanding. You don't have to change your beliefs. You don't have to change who you are
Exactly.
for you to like experience that.
But it's important. So let's stay right there. You don't have to change who you are, right? You don't have to change what you believe in, right? To hear someone else's standpoint or look through their eyes to see life from their eyes. But you have to know who you are
Right.
in order to do that. Because when you don't, that's when you get offended. When you don't, that's when you offend someone else.
Right.
Right? I think that's really important. Without giving example, I want to give examples. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like, and I'm gonna go back to the gay thing because that's my life growing up as a trans man. My experience wasn't always trans. Before it was trans, it was lesbian, right? So growing up, let me bring this around full circle. It was, another woman doesn't have to, if she knows who she is, she can look at someone who's not gay or bisexual or part of the, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQ plus spectrum. A heterosexual woman should be able to look at me, or a heterosexual male should be able to look at another male and not feel offended
Right.
by how they walk or what they wear or how they speak.
Come on, man.
Right? And I feel like, and again, I'm gonna say you gotta know who you are because when you don't, again, you're gonna offend the next person, or you feel offended. Why he walk with a switch? Why his pants so tight? Or why her clothes so big? Like, what that got to do with you?
Literally nothing.
Right.
But another thing is too, I feel like, and a lot of people leave this out of knowing who they are, is knowing who they're not. You haven't learned anything about the other side of
Oh my
the
goodness.
things you stand by.
Right.
And I was just gonna say something, to that degree,
that's good.
because to your example,
Yeah.
I think oftentimes when a heterosexual male
Yeah.
sees a homosexual man, I don't know, twisting or whatever the case may be,
Twisting.
or,
I'm sorry.
or what'd you say, twist? What? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
There was nothing wrong
Oh,
with what you said, but it just sounded funny. I'm just thinking of like somebody twisting.
Well, I don't know if I said that right,
No,
but
you
hopefully you
good.
get what I'm trying to say.
You good.
The typical response from the homosexual side is like, you're not comfortable. Oh, like, what does that say? Like, you're not comfortable.
You're not comfortable in your own skin.
In your masculinity.
Yeah, that right there. You're not comfortable in your sexuality.
Right.
Right. And I don't always think that's the case. It's what you said. We're ignorant.
Right.
We are literally ignorant because we haven't learned who
Learned
we're not.
Right.
Like, we know that's who we're not.
Right.
Right. But again, because that's who we're not, like you said, like, just don't go around just like that. Doesn't have to be your reaction. Right. You know, and what you helped me realize is that you have to separate the preference from the person.
Right.
Because oftentimes, like, again, this all came from him. He told me oftentimes when people see people within the, I don't want to butcher the acronym, LGBT.
We don't know either, child.
Okay.
It's just a lot of letters.
Again, I mean,
Alphabet people.
I just don't want to offend anyone,
Like
right?
alphabet people.
Right. But like when you see people within that community, it's like, you know, your mind automatically goes to like a vulgar or sexual place.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
That's a whole nother
Right?
Yep.
beast to
Okay,
go
I
down.
feel
know-
like that's rooted from religion, but
Yeah. And he highlighted that and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
bro, you are right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as soon as he told me to separate the preference from the person, like that literally set me free mentally.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm just like, at the end of the day, they are all people. We are all people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And in truth, like, well, you know, now, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? What your preference is. I don't care, you know, what you do. You know what I'm saying? But like I care about the heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's
like
not-
me and Autumn, like we connected from the jump.
Yeah.
It wasn't about preference. It wasn't about clothes. It wasn't about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, yo, this is a good fucking person.
Yeah.
And I could see myself being locked in with this person for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And is.
And that's exactly what happened.
Right. Yeah, man. I appreciate
No,
that.
facts. For sure. And I mean, you know, like I have several other friends that I just want to give credit to.
Yeah.
Because and I'll share this. Right?
Yeah.
Because of my ignorance at a younger age, I was extremely homophobic, right? And that's because where I'm from, number one, I didn't see that. And number two, it was just learned behavior. It was learned behavior. And then I realized that it was learned behavior and got out of that. And then I met, you know, several good friends that I was super close with.
College grew you, bro. in a lot
College
of
grew
ways.
me.
Yeah.
I met him.
Seeing
Yeah.
more.
You know what I'm saying?
Learning more.
And
Right.
I, like I said, I was
He
just,
stepped outside his matrix.
I was
Period.
ignorant.
Come on.
I was ignorant.
Blue pill.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I was just so ignorant.
Right.
And you know, I was just like, man, god damn. Like I'm sitting up here so worried about I'm so worried about the fucking preference
Right.
Yeah.
that I'm overlooking this person's goodness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In their heart. And you know, I had to check myself like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That is fucked up on me.
But
You know?
but you've grown so much. And how intentional is it that God got to you before I came in your life to open you up? And what I mean by
Oh
that,
my God. Okay.
Because you would have fumbled that back.
ooh, how godlike is that?
Yeah. That's
Because
nice.
had you had not met your roommates from college, right, you would not have had time to grow through that ignorance. You would not have had time to have a change of heart
Wow.
and how you
my
see
God.
people. Like I wish that we saw. Side note: I wish that we saw people with our hearts and experience rather than our eyes, right? Because then we can really experience the person at full capacity. But we stop at what we see,
Right.
right? Because we judge at what we see. But neither here nor there. But how godlike
It's a great point.
is it?
It's a great point.
Came
that-
full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Full circle.
how godlike is it, bro?
Open my eyes and
you
my heart,
opened your
man.
eyes before we even met. Because had you had met me prematurely, we wouldn't be here today.
This wouldn't be.
You wouldn't know how to receive me. And the moment you turned your nose up, I would have went the other way. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's very intentional. God is so intentional.
Wow.
Really.
Full circle.
Full circle moment. I just
goodness.
sat here and thought about that.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Great point.
Period.
Wow.
But yeah, I just feel like being open-minded is, especially with people, is understanding that one detail about somebody isn't their entire identity.
Right.
It's not everything of who they are.
My God.
You have to understand the other side. You have to understand the other parts of the person. And I had to learn this the hard way. As much as I hate to admit it, is with Republicans. I have to understand. I feel like because I was so angry, I still battle with that anger, but understanding that is not their entire identity, and they have things to learn, and I have things to learn from them. And I have to be open-minded.
You said it best. We got to be more open-minded.
Yeah, I got some growing to do.
In a lot of areas,
we have to
all
have
do.
these conversations.
How
are they supposed to know better, and how are we supposed to know better?
Exactly.
My goodness.
But when we stop at this, right? We don't give ourselves a chance to sit here and dive deep and get to know the person. Right? Yeah, you may vote Republican, but do you believe in the same God that I believe in? How's your heart? Do you give back to other people? Right? Do you support your friends? You know, like, are you a healed individual, or are you putting your trauma on others? Right? Like, what type of person are you really?
And it's like, what do you know about? How much do you know? Is it learned behavior?
Right.
Is mine learned behavior? Have I done any progress to understand your point of view at all?
Wow.
Have I been open enough?
It takes two.
Yeah. It does take two, because I mean, I can openly admit, you know, that when it comes to the whole political party thing or whatever the case may be, you know,
shut down.
And it's just like, you know, I only know how to vote Democrat because that's what I've always done.
That's what you've been taught.
That's because, you know, that's what I've always saw. Right. And, you know, just think about the millions of people that are out there doing the same thing. We are all uninformed. Right. And then I think, you know, around election time, you know what I'm saying? That's when people are the most simple-minded. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know, just around that time in general, it's just like a lot of negativity and hate, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And as open-minded as we want to be, you know, that is the time where we don't use it. Around that time when it's time to elect a new president or elect a new, you know, representative, you know, for your state or, you know, your local council, whatever the case may be. But we all have to do a better job of like removing the political party lens. You know what I'm saying? And just like, how will this law, how will this bill, how will this whatever impact society, impact us as a whole?
I used to say this a lot. We take humanity out of so many things.
You said that to me before.
We need to put the humanity back in humans and interactions. We're literally so hard on each other now. We're more divided than we've ever been.
But why do we think, why
and slavery happened. So think about that.
Wow. Whew, y'all stepping out the matrix.
Stepping out of the matrix.
By the way, y'all look like y'all just hopped out of the movie Matrix with all this black on. I ain't get the memo.
Where are my sunglasses? No,
I'm coming. We actually had a Black Panther meeting before.
Wow.
I'm just joking. I'm just.
Wow.
We're gonna jump you
It
as
be
soon
your
as the
own
camera.
friends, y'all. It be your own friends. Your own friends.
Your own friends, man. We thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank you, Kim, for coming onto the show. You are so knowledgeable, and a lot of the things that you said today resonated with me, and I will literally carry and share as if they were my own words. You know, but I will always give you the credit for that. But I mean, Lord, we appreciate you. We thank you. Keep being you.
Please.
Right? Because you're a beautiful, positive, kind-spirited person, and we need more of that. We literally need more of that. You know what I mean? And
I do have a question, bro.
Yeah.
It's 7:20. All right, bro. So it is 7:20. You are at the right place at the right time.
For sure.
7:20 a.m. What are you waking up or bringing forth in your life?
Okay.
Right? And 7:20 p.m. being, what are you putting to rest, no longer doing or throwing in the fire?
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna answer the PM portion first because that's what's on the front of my mind right now. But I will no longer remain ignorant when resources are there to educate me. Right?
I love that.
And what am I waking up? You know, just, okay, I won't necessarily, I will heavily consider people's experiences before getting into a similar experience of my own. Let me elaborate.
Okay.
What Kim said. I don't have to get bit to know the animal.
Got you.
You know?
Got you.
So if I'm going down the road that you've been down before, and you tell me da-da-da-da-da-da, instead of me saying, you know what I mean, well, that was your experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And dubbing you and your whole experience and doing it myself, and then, you know,
Going through the same thing.
going through the same thing
Right.
instead of learning from what you said to try and find an alternate way to do it. You know what I mean?
That's a big one.
Yeah, so that's what I'm waking up. And I'll ask you, what are you waking up and what are you putting to rest?
What I'm putting to rest is apologizing all the time for who I am, how I move, what I do, what I gotta say. Like, I'm no longer sorry about who I am.
For sure.
I'm going to put an effort into throwing that away. I don't want to do that anymore.
And what are you waking up?
What am I waking up? Honestly, this might sound crazy. I'm waking up being more open-minded.
Right?
To walks of life that don't look like mine.
Wow.
Right?
Or people, you know, people that don't look like me. I know that sounds crazy, but what I mean by that is like other races, right? Not that I'm, you know, a racist or anything like that.
Correct.
I'm just going to wake up being more open-minded to having conversations with others and, you know, just diving deep, seeing life through their eyes.
Yeah, you know, and stop thinking and making decisions with your eyes. Right?
Right. Yep.
I love that. So Kim.
I feel like you stole mine, Loki.
It's okay.
I mean, absolutely.
I feel like I am waking up the idea that I have more similarities with other people than I have differences.
Wow.
And I'm putting to sleep
Wow, that's big.
that people are more than what you may pick up from them on the surface.
Like you said, you know, that one characteristic isn't their identity.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to sway from that.
Wow.
Like, it's so important to, I have a tendency of meeting someone, and within 5 minutes, I feel like I can guess who they are.
Right.
Or I can say, you know, they've said one thing that's turned me off. I have ick. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
But behind that ick can be 5,000 things I love about them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And, you know, I know we're coming to a close, but I just want to share this, right? And I think we all know a lot of people that are that have no filter and that are just straightforward. And their, you know, disclaimer or excuse is, you know, like, I'm gonna be me. You know what I mean? But being you doesn't always cause for you to be an asshole. You know what I mean? You can learn how to talk to people and still get your point across. Right? You have to stop being so self-centered with you that you don't care who you offend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to step out of your matrix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can go on about that, but hopefully I got my point across.
Step out your matrix, man.
Step out your matrix.
You can be yourself without stepping on other people.
Absolutely.
Point blank, period.
Love it.
Look at the bigger point of view.
That's right.
Step out of the matrix.
Step out of the matrix.
Step out of the matrix.
Nah, but we thank y'all for tuning in. Kim, we thank you. We love you. You are going to be back on the show season
Yes,
2.
Can't wait.
Gotta be.
Absolutely, man. I really enjoyed this conversation. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned a lot from you.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to, say thank you to those who watched. And like I say, tell your mama, tell your friend, come back next week and we'll do the same thing again. All right, SvnTwnty Fam.
See you.
Boom. That's it.